Hi, I'm Eric, and this is
Ada.
We're going to make cinnamon rolls for tomorrow morning's breakfast, and we thought you'd be interested to see how we do it.
So we have 5 cups of bread flour,
That I've already mixed here, or that I've already measured.
2 tablespoons of yeast, we have 1 tablespoon of some salt,
This is a teaspoon of salt.
one tablespoon of canola oil,
This is 2 tablespoons of canola oil, but you can use whatever vegetable oil you have on hand or olive oil, extra virgin olive oil.
2 tablespoons of some sugar,
And you can use whatever sweetener you want. I know people that use honey in this recipe. And finally, we have 2 cups of warm water here.
We're over at the KitchenAid stand hook and we are going to mix this in for 5 minutes. So you gotta lock it first. And then just put it on for 1.
While we're waiting for the mixer to finish, we'll preheat our oven to 350 degrees. We'll also put some water in a pan in the bottom of the oven to assist in the cooking process of the rolls. This mixture this time looks a little bit sticky, like it perhaps has a bit too much water in it. It will be sticky from time to time. Don't feel free to add a few tablespoons of bread flour. Now we're going to turn the dough out onto a floured surface, and we may use a rolling pin, and sometimes it'll help you to wet your fingers to handle the sticky dough, because this dough is stickier than pizza dough.
Can I just have a look for a little bit?
It'll help maybe to dust the dough ball with a little bit of flour. And what we're looking for here is to come up with a pad roughly twice as long as it is wide. Give me some extra flour there, Ada, on top.
Yeah.
So I'm going to flip it over. And we'll grab the rolling pin. Can you grab the rolling pin for me?
Yep.
And then we'll roll it just slightly. This dough is pretty soft and mellow here. What we're looking for this to be pretty square. We're not making pizza here, so the dough to be soft and even. So we've spread the butter on the dough. It helps to have softened butter. Room temperature butter works the best here. And we're going to spread a few tablespoons of brown sugar, whether dark or light, doesn't make too much difference, but just spread it evenly. A nice even coating on the dough over the butter. Sometimes it just works the best to work it around with your fingers.
You don't have to put.
Then we'll take some cinnamon and sprinkle liberally, maybe not so liberally, just over the top of the sheet. Again, what we're looking for is a teaspoon or 2 here. Now we'll go on to rolling the dough. And what you're looking for is just a nice tight spiral in the same direction with the whole sheet. If the dough sticks to your preparation surface, feel free to get some sort of a spatula or metal scraping device to pry it up a little bit. And we're kind of trying to compress these a little bit as we roll. And what I typically do is cut the log in half. We're trying to get fairly even rolls here, and then cut the halves in half.
So now I'm going to spray the pan.
This is cooking spray. Then we'll apply each one of the rolls. Okay. Then we'll bake these for about 25 minutes in that 350-degree oven. So we've baked and cooled the rolls, and now we're ready to put the frosting on. The recipe for our frosting is 2 cups of powdered sugar, actually we're doubling the recipe this time because we've discovered that half the recipe takes just a half a block of cream cheese and a half of a stick of butter. So what we do is we apply half of the frosting that we've made and then save the rest. This recipe freezes well between times, so you can just thaw it out for your next batch of cinnamon rolls. So go ahead and add the butter and the cream cheese Ada. And we've softened the cream cheese and the butter to room temperature. Actually, we left it out overnight. And if you haven't done that or don't have time to wait for the cream cheese and butter to soften, we recommend that you zap them in the microwave for 30 seconds or 60 seconds, and just watch to make sure that they don't boil in there. And then what we're going to do is add a tablespoon or so of vanilla, and we'll get started whisking. So I said that we softened the cream cheese and the butter overnight, but it's still a little bit difficult to work. This recipe does call for a couple of tablespoons of milk or as needed, and sometimes that's far too much, but in this case it might help to work in some of the powdered sugar here. So we're going to add a tablespoon or so of milk and just see how it goes. So as I said, we doubled the recipe on the frosting. We intend to use only half of it this time for this batch of rolls. We'll freeze the remainder. We've done that before. It freezes well, and just make sure you take it out in time for it to be soft to spread on the next batch of rolls. And we're going to enjoy it.